Hello everyone, I'm Trey Rich and you are watching The Buzz. On today's show, we have actress and now director Halle Berry. In our artist spotlight, Felicia Michelle talks to K-pop star Shaun. Then we have The Voice contestants tell us how they felt about Fan Week. We got 27 days till Christmas. You guys, let's get this party started.
Hi, my name is Nikolai Nikolaev. We should get buzzed.
First up, Spotify has agreed to remove the shuffle button as per Adele's request because she says it screws up the flow of the songs. There are 12 tracks on her 30 album, and here's her reasoning for the removal of the feature. This is the only request I had in our ever-changing industry. We don't create albums with such care and thought into our track listing for no reason. Our art tells a story, and our stories should be listened to as we intended. Thank you, Spotify, for listening. So the moral of the story is, when you turn 30, you cannot shuffle through life. On the show today, we have a one-on-one with Halle Berry to talk about her directorial debut with the Netflix release of Bruised. She sits down with Emerald and talks about her decision to direct Bruised and how it was to prepare for the movie. Let's take a look.
Yo, that's Jackie Justice, right? She used to be famous.
Yo, miss, this is you getting served?
Yo, this probably why she quit.
What you doing here? Got a nice surprise for you. That's your son. His daddy died.
So you've been a very busy woman, directing a movie, producing a health and wellness brand, flirting with your man in COVID. I love to see it. Yes. How has the creation of, before we even get into today, how has the creation of Respin, that health and wellness, helped you with playing Jackie Justice?
What I've learned through all of these things is that as a woman and as a woman of color, I'm far more capable than anybody might have ever thought I was. I'm more capable than I imagined I could be. And so the more I bite off or I take on these new roles and I try these new things and I dream these big dreams and I'm able to see them through, it's so empowering to just know that we can really do whatever we want to do. We're powerful. And I think as Black women, we've always had to fight for every single thing we have. It's just it's become part of our nature to have to fight. But the good news is we absolutely can. We're always up for the task. And all of these things have made me realize I'm always up for the task and I'm stronger than I even think I am.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely put your body over the last 3 years through such mental and probably spiritual and mind, you've gone through this journey to be able to be in that fit, mindset and just your physical body. I was a D1 athlete, but I could never, as I was watching the fight scenes, I was just like, whoo, they were amazing. How was the experience training with Valentino Shevchenko?
That was, one of the joys of my life. How often will any of us get to train and learn from a champion? She's the current champion at the top of her game. Usually when fighters go and decide to do movies, they're retired and, they're on to this next phase of their life. She's in the height of her career. So, to learn from her, she upped my game. She pushed me farther than I thought I could go. I learned so much in such a short period of time, having the benefit of being able to work with her, and I'm forever grateful. It's an experience I will never forget.
So here you are, and you have created history with a all-female hip hop and R&B soundtrack, just amplifying the voices of the industry right now. How did that come about?
Well, when I started to reimagine the story, because it was written for a white Irish Catholic girl, when I started to reimagine the character, I also had to reimagine the world. And hip hop, has been the soundtrack of, our lives. I remember when hip hop, was born, so many people thought it was going to be something that came and went. But look, it shapes so much of the music that we hear today, right? And so I knew that this is a time for women to come forth, for us to step into that light. This was a very female project from writer, director, star. The composer was Asuka Matsumiya, a Japanese, woman. So it was very female heavy. So it seemed only fitting that the soundtrack should be all female, and to have it be all hip hop was something that has never been done before. And I like doing that. I like creating, new avenues and doing things that have never been done.
Yes, I loved it because it just added to the whole vibe of the whole movie. So when you are training, when you have your respin weights and your fitness Fridays and getting ready for these fighting scenes, who is primarily in your headphones? Are you Megan Thee Stallion, Big Lotto? Like, what's your vibe to get you pumped?
I was listening to all of them. That's why they're on the soundtrack, Cardi, City Girls, Baby Tate, Sweetie, all of them. Young M.A. is, whoa, I love it. Just all of them. All these girls were fueling me along the way, and some gospel. I was listening to a lot of gospel music, sort of in tandem with my hip hop. Tasha Cobb on all day.
So just to dive more into the film, so this film touched on a lot of topics that could be known as being kind of taboo in our culture: domestic violence, sexual assault, and not really being, not coming out to tell your family that until much older, right? Black lesbians, things that can be taboo. Were you kind of scared or worried about how, why was that so important to put those topics in this film?
I wasn't scared. I'm still not scared. I think that it was important to me just to be authentic and tell a truth that I knew to be true. And I know that, abuse has affected so many women. We've been marginalized and we've been abused physically, mentally. There's no secret in that. So for me, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to show the dynamic between, mothers and daughters. I wanted to talk about abuse from, that women we suffer in our relationships. And I wanted to, talk about, finding love, however you find love. And if that means that my character had to find comfort and love in another woman, that's okay too. Yeah. Love is love. And I wanted to explore those topics and bring some light in sometimes dark place.
We'll be back with more Halle after the break.
What's this?
Unsanctioned fights, no refs, no rules. Come on, it's right.
Look who it is! All the way from UFC, Jackie Justice!
Let's check back with Halle and Emerald as they talk about her new movie, Bruised.
You deserve every good thing in this world.
Is it at this stage in the game for you, as a vet in the industry, is it still uncomfortable having those scenes of intimacy on camera?
I think it always is, and it always will be. It's just not natural to be in that position with someone you barely know, that you're really not in love with or in a love relationship with. But I can tell you this, being the person behind the camera and in charge of shooting those scenes made them less stressful for me. I can tell you that. Having had to do these scenes with not being behind the camera and having to trust those behind the camera to do right by me and the other performers has always been stressful. So I felt less stressed, and I really worked hard to make sure that the actors that were in those scenes with me trusted me, and I could make them feel as free as I possibly could, and letting them know that they could trust me, that I wouldn't put anything up that they weren't 100% happy with, that they hadn't seen and approved. So,
and that just speaks to, back to representation, right? Having a woman who is in charge. There's so often times where we have to have these roles and there is a man telling you how to be in the scene, when men don't know how it feels to be pregnant, to be intimate and show your body in whatever which way. So it may be really difficult, to always have a male director. And, I'm sure you can speak to that in your past of how challenging that was kind of when you first started. Men don't fully understand how our bodies work and things of that nature.
While I've worked with some amazing male directors, you're right, they still don't really understand what it is to be a woman. And so many of our stories have been told through the male perspective, through the male gaze. So as a woman, to be able to tell a story from my point of view, and as a Black woman from a Black female point of view, I felt really excited by being given the opportunity to do that. And I hope as Black women, we get to do that more and more.
You know, Tyler Perry had made a comment in his speech a few years ago, and actually you made a similar comment recently in your Elle Woman in Hollywood speech about reaching back and why it's important to reach back and help someone else cross. Is there anyone in your career that has helped you cross and reached back to pull you up and just to encourage you? Like, who's your Halle Berry? Who's your, you know, role model?
Diane Carroll was a huge one. I considered her reaching back. She mentored me, you know, in this life. She was someone that I admired, that I looked to as a young girl, that I actually got to meet. So was Dorothy Dandridge, but I never got to meet Dorothy, but I did Diane Carroll. Oprah Winfrey has been that for me over the years, just a beacon of light and someone that I could aspire to be like. I saw Oprah was one of the first women of color that, you know, reached such a level of success that, you know, I didn't know was really possible for us as Black women. So there's, you know, that my fifth grade teacher, Yvonne Sims, another Black woman that, you know, I've aspired to be like. She's one of the best mothers I know. She's a working mom and she does it all so beautifully.
That's awesome. Well, what's next for you? So you've checked off my directorial debut, my fitness brands. What's next for you?
You know, I just want to keep challenging myself and find things that inspire me, that continue to keep me connected to this craft, that allow me to grow, learn new things, explore different parts of my personality through the work, you know, explore different parts of my talents, push myself. That's what I want to keep doing. And I want to keep doing things authentically and on my own terms, and realizing that I never have to compromise, I never have to settle, but that I can actually do whatever it is, you know, I want to do, that I'm capable, and it actually is possible.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for what you continue to do and advocate for Black women in press. And you're just a role model to us all. Thank you, Halle Berry.
Oh, thank you. And I love your hair like that. Keep it.
Thank you. You know, it's giving the boomerang, you know what I'm saying?
Keep it. It's good.
I love it. It's so liberating cutting my hair. I love it.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay, good to see you, honey.
Nice to see you too.
This about to be the greatest story never told.
This is your shot.
You ain't know that now you know.
Show all of them
I wasn't welcome, I imposed.
the real
Put this inside her soul.
Jackie Justice.
This about to be the greatest story never told. If you ain't know that now you know.
Bruised is on Netflix now. After the break, we have Felicia Michelle in our studio with K-pop star Shaun. Don't go away.
멈춘 시간 속 잠든 너를 찾아가 아무리 막아도 결국 너의 곁인 걸 결국엔 여행을
Shaun is poised to take K-pop by storm. He's a producer, musician, and now recording artist. Shaun said he was always in the background and now he's ready to be front and center. Felicia has him in our studio. Let's take a look.
Hey, it's Felicia Michelle here at The Buzz. I'm here with rising K-pop superstar, DJ, producer, Shaun. Hey, Shaun, how are you doing?
Am I?
Yeah, yes, you.
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Shaun from South Korea. I am producer and singer-songwriter, and I've been played 10 years as a DJ. Yeah.
So, okay, so I have to get right into it. You got to do an official remix with one of like my favorite artists of all time, Ed Sheeran. So how did that opportunity come about, and like, how do you feel about that? You have to be so excited.
에드 시런을 제의를 받았을 때 처음에는 그 한국에서만 하는 리믹스인 줄 알았었는데 그게 월드와이드 글로벌로 발매되는 거라는 걸 깨닫고 굉장히 좀 엄청 기뻤어요. 제가 굉장히 평소에 너무 좋아하던 뮤지션이었어서.
Yeah, and like Ed Sheeran, you play the guitar. I saw you getting down on your Instagram page. Is that like your favorite instrument to play? Is that like the only instrument you play, or do you play other ones?
혼자서 밴드를 할 수 있을 정도로 악기는 다 할 수 있고, 그리고 뭐 악기를 배우는 속도가 굉장히 빠른 편이라서 그래서 굉장히 악기를 연주하는 것 자체를 좋아하는 것 같아요.
What does it feel like when you're on stage and you're performing live? Like, do you get nervous? Do you get super excited? How are your live performances?
사실 보컬로서 무대에 서서 노래를 하고 한 지가 오래되지 않아서 아직까지는 조금 어색하고 어느 정도 두려운 부분도 있고 어느 정도 긴장되는 부분도 있어요. 하지만은 악기를 연주하고 연습할 때 항상 제가 생각해 오던 거는 오늘 열심히 하고 노력하고 하면 내일은 분명히 오늘보다는 더 좋게 할 수 있다라는 거를 확신하고 있기 때문에 제가 더 무대에서 잘 표현하고 잘 해내기를 원하기 때문에 앞으로 좀 더 좋은 무대를 보여줄 수 있을 거라는 확신을 가지고 항상 준비하고 있습니다.
You're saying you're nervous. You have a amazing voice. Like, you have a really beautiful voice. Are there any? Yeah, of course. Is there any like people who are like your inspiration that you love to listen to and like just you love the way that they sing or like the way that they perform?
아티스트에게서 영감을 받는다고 생각하면은 그 사람의 개성이나 그 사람의 스타일 그런 것들을 너무 많이 참고를 하기 때문에 일단은 어떤 음악을 들었을 때 아무거나 듣고 이거는 어떻게 했는가 저거는 어떻게 했는가를 음악을 들으면서 많이 느끼는 편이에요. 이게 최대한 많은 음악을 들으면서 좀 더 객관적으로 내가 좋아하는 것은 무엇인가에 대한 질문을 계속 스스로 거울을 보고 던지는 것 같은 느낌의 감상을 많이 하는 것 같아요.
So you've been in the States for about 3 weeks this trip. I know you're in the studio and now here doing press with us. We're so happy that you're here. What is your like favorite thing about American culture? Is it like a favorite food or a place?
제 생각에는 제일 미국에서 좋았던 거는 여기 사람들은 옛날 이제 우리가 잘 아는 재즈나 블루스에 대한 역사부터 시작해서 그걸 전에 듣고 자기들의 아버지 세대가 그걸 들었고 할아버지 세대 때부터 계속 전해 받은 세대들이잖아요. 그런 것들이 티가 나서 되게 부러웠어요. 얘네들은 자기가 뭘 듣고 이게 어디서부터 온 건지를 아니까 그게 너무 부러웠어요. 한국 같은 경우는 이게 뭐랄까 전통적으로 계속 이어져 올 수 있었으면 참 좋았을 것들이 중간에 좀 끊어진 것들이 있어서 좀 아쉬웠었는데 미국 같은 경우는 그게 없다 보니까 지금까지 전통적인 것들을 잘 살려서 지금의 음악에 도달했다는 그 플로우가 너무 많이 잘 보여서 그게 참 좋았던 것 같아요. Yeah, and also taco was so delicious.
Tacos, yes. I mean, you're in the best place to get the best tacos. So yeah, tacos are great.
Tell them where you went.
Yeah, El Taurino. Yeah. That was really great.
This is the place to get tacos. LA and all the United States, LA is a place to get tacos. Yeah, so you're in the right spot. Well, let's see. You have like, I went on your IG. You have like you have a whole lot of fans. You have a lot of fans, and they like really, really like love you. So talk to me about your relationship with your fans.
워낙에 제가 한국에서 활동을 해오다가 갑자기 세계적으로 인기를 이렇게 많이 얻게 된 케이스인데 제가 처음에는 영어를 유창하게 이렇게 하면서 그분들과 소통할 수 있었던 것도 아니라서 더 뭔가 커넥션에 어려움이 많았던 것 같아요. 그래서 지금은 그래도 여러 가지 노력도 많이 하고 디스코드 채널도 만들고 그러면서 많이 대화도 하고 그리고 인스타그램을 통해서 이렇게 막 소통하기도 하고 하면서 많이 좀 익숙해진 것 같아요. 그래서 조만간에 코비드가 많이 좋아진다면은 꼭 직접 방문해서 인사도 드리고 공연도 보여드리고 페이스 투 페이스로 만날 수 있었으면 좋겠어요.
Music is a language that anyone can speak, so no worries. So talk to me about like your single, right? It's blowing up right now. Everybody is absolutely loving it. Amazing job. How did that like come about, and how are you feeling about the fact that like this is going on? I mean, you're not just known, like you said, you're not just known in Korea, but now just everywhere globally. Does it feel weird that so many people are listening from all over to your music?
You know, I was just a backstage guy. You know, I wasn't front man. You know, I played a synthesizer, not a vocal in the band when I was really young. So, 다른 사람들의 음악을 작업하고 아니면 다른 사람들을 위해서 음악을 작업하고 했었던 거에 비해서 제 음악이 주목을 받는 거에 굉장히 익숙하지는 않았었는데 그게 제 삶의 큰 터닝 포인트가 됐다는 생각이 들어요. 그래서 그런 긍정적인 부분들을 제가 해오던 디제잉이나 아니면 밴드에 관련된 그런 제가 잘할 수 있는 능력들을 같이 결합해서 조금 더 좋은 스테이지와 좀 더 좋은 공연을 만들어서 보여줄 수 있지 않을까라는 생각도 많이 했었고, 그냥 잘 됐다는 거에 안주하지 않고 계속해서 좋은 음악을 더 발전시켜서 내야겠다라는 생각도 계속 하고 있어서 욕심이 많아진 계기가 됐던 것 같습니다.
Well, Shaun, thank you so much for coming here to the Buzz.
Yeah,
you have to come back. We'll have tacos. Yeah. You're watching the Buzz. Be sure to check out Shaun's single "Way Back Home" and follow him on social media platforms because he's about to blow up.
Hi, my name is Shaun. You've just been Bruised.
Shaun's single "Way Back Home" is out now. Don't go anywhere. We have The Voice contestants talk about their emotional fan week. We'll be back after these messages. The Voice just had their Fan Appreciation Week, and we got a chance to talk to the teams to give us details on their emotional week.
Hey there, how you doing? I would like to say that it's first of all, this whole experience is amazing. And the fact that I would have fans and then super fans is amazing. So I'm so thankful that they even care enough to watch, so thankful that they even care enough to participate. So I'm thankful.
It was really incredible. I mean, I've read a lot of things from people I haven't met, but to actually see their faces, and like Wendy said, I mean, they took the time to make this video, and it means the world. It's really cool.
You know, first and foremost, big shout out to all of my, Navy personnel that, took the time out to, and they could have such busy schedules, but to take the time out to, shout me out is freaking amazing. That made me feel absolutely, that made me feel awesome. And then having that young man, shout me out also felt great because I'm like, golly, okay, we're reaching the young kids now too. Okay. All right, so we're doing something. But yeah, that's when I know you're doing something. It's definitely when you know you're doing something, because when the young people shout you out, that means you're going somewhere. That means you're actually making some moves. So yeah, that felt awesome, man.
It was incredible to know that I have super fans all over the world, just fans in general. That word alone, fans, is an incredible feeling. And I'm so thankful for, everyone who's supporting me, because without my fans, I would be nothing. Without the votes, I would be nothing. I need, friends and fans who believe in me. And, fans are like, I feel like I don't even say they're fans. It's like almost like we're family. But I'm so grateful for each and every one of them.
It's so crazy knowing that there are people out there that are really into what we put on the stage, and knowing that I have super fans it's really cool. I would love to like chat with them and meet up with them. And it's just awesome knowing that, to feel seen and to feel accepted. That's a big part of what I've kind of promoted on the show. It's just being yourself and living outside the box, even when it's uncomfortable and maybe it's outside the norm, and knowing that people are kind of seeing that and accepting that and loving that and driving with that has been really, really cool. And I'm super grateful for it.
Seeing all the fan support that, we were able to see this week, it really, I think it propelled our performance. It gave us a lot of confidence. this whole week was kind of about reflecting on, you know, the fans that we've gained and their messages for us, and like the people who reached out personally, and you know, the people, the viewing party that they had in our town, just being able to see that and seeing that all leading up to stepping on the stage. I think it gave me personally, and I think probably you too, a lot of confidence and a lift, and it made everything more joyful than stressful. And it's also just really humbling and incredible, and we're so grateful.
We're here at such a special moment when the live audience is back in full. I mean, how magical is that? And then to look out and see our own neighbors and friends and family filling the same hall, which has never been filled like that in all of the pandemic. I mean, our local theater has been largely, you know, empty, you know, until recently. But that was really a big house, and we're just so grateful. So between the people here and the people there, it's the tremendous love from the fans. We so appreciate it.
It's surreal. It's awesome.
And as I was saying to Sasha, even though sometimes we'll see a tweet where someone's like, hey, what are you guys doing on that show? You don't sound like you're very good to me. To me, that I actually get a kick out of that. The fact that someone would take time to register. No, I'm serious. I mean, I know. It's funny to me. Period. So like, bring it on.
But it's so cool. You know, my hometown is really small, so they're all so excited, and you know, they're always rooting me on and sending me messages, and just constantly supporting me, like all day, every day. So for me, it's so sweet, and having like the shout out from them, it just really like makes it worth it, and makes you feel like, you know, you're doing something right, and that you're here for a reason. You know, being away from your family and stuff, you can sometimes lose sight of, you know, why you're here, or think maybe you're not good enough or something like that. But I think that just seeing like your hometown support is so important, and I'm really thankful to have people back home, and the fans all around the country and the world like supporting. It's amazing.
I couldn't think about it too much, or else I would have cried right then and there on the stage. And just like the fact that so many of those people have supported us since we were babies and before we were good at anything, you know. And 2 years ago, we started this band, and you know, the people supported us and they showed up because they liked us as people. And so the fact that we're on this stage now doing the same, we've grown, but doing like the same thing, and then to have so many more people jump on be our fans, it's just like very humbling and very sweet. Yeah.
No, it's everything. I come from a way bigger hometown than Groningen. Tom said theirs is like 500. I think mine is probably like 5 million or something like that. I'm from Tampa. So it's incredible to see that number of people still get together in a city that big. You know what I mean? To be supporting like that, because it's easy. There's so much going on. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks are playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? People didn't have to be there. So it's incredible to get the support from a hometown. And yeah, my baby girl's there with my family, my mom, my dad. And can we just talk about, I forgot, because I haven't really watched the episode, obviously, but it felt like the interviewer was from Telemundo, which is NBC in Spanish. And they were like presenting my stuff, speaking in Spanish and talking about what an orgullo it is. And I just have to say that, like, for my culture, for my people, for my parents, for my grandparents, like, that's a huge thing that Telemundo would show up and be involved like that. So para mi gente latino, estoy muy agradecido por este momento y te amo tanto, y es un orgullo para nosotros, para mi familia. Muchas gracias por todo, y quiero seguir en este camino, pero whatever it is that God allows, I'm grateful for. So anyway.
What you said.
I told my people, thank you so much for the support. My parents, my family are so proud, and I'm grateful beyond what I can explain. I want to continue in this, but it's whatever God allows to happen. And yeah, that's it.
I feel like every time I step on that stage and present my song to the judges, it's an opportunity for them to see me as an artist. I work very hard to produce what I produce on that stage. And so I want to make sure in that moment I am doing the best that I can. And to hear Ariana Grande say the things that she said tonight, I think that'll be the cherry to my Sunday, because coming off singing her song with POV and just seeing her in this journey, is like, she is an amazing artist. She's an amazing businesswoman. And so hearing that from her meant so much. And then hearing what my coach told me, like, I love Kelly. I told you guys, like, she's like my best friend. I take what she says to me like very serious and sometimes literal. And so I wanted to make her proud, especially after last week getting into the instant save. And regardless of what happens tomorrow, I feel like the fans know that I showed up, and that's what I'm always going to do. And that's just a Jiminy way.
That's all we have. Special thanks to Halle Berry, Netflix, The Voice, NBC, Shaun, Emerald Marie, and Felicia Michelle. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram, all at @buzz_access. I'm Trey Rich. Love and light to you all.
멈춘 시간 속 잠든 너를 찾아가 아무리 막아도 결국 너의 곁인 걸 결국엔 여행을 끝내 이젠 돌아가 너라는 집으로 지금 다시 way back home.
For more stories and extended clips, go to thebuzzallaccess.com. I'm Trey Rich, and you've just been buzzed.